What makes an animal and a human different? Both are living beings. Both should be allowed to live freely on this planet. Just like humans, animals have feelings. You'd be surprised, but oftentimes many more feelings than humans. Both see, both hear, both smell, both taste, both touch, both feel, both breathe. Cows, pigs, goats, sheep, and so on are in almost all cases bred, forced impregnated, and captured in a cage their whole lives. Immediately after birth, they are registered as a number, their ears pierced, and not long after, separated from their mothers. Best case scenario, they get to move around on a bit of land, also encaged. Most live in dirt, in either too cold or too warm conditions. And taking the example of a cow, they have flies covering their eyes at all times, every second. And yes, it really annoys them. Just look at a cow trying to shake off the flies next time you see one. By the end of their lives, they are then butchered. And if they are lucky, their butchering is a quick one, like back in the day. One where they are not shoved against each other, hearing their fellow mates being slaughtered, where fear is immersed in every single cell of their body, which the human later on eats. Yes, you heard me right. The human being later on eats the cells full of fear, and you become what you eat, right? Those animals which are not used in the food or clothing industry, but in others, such as the beauty and pharmaceutical industry, suffer in a different, painful way, tortured daily through experimentations for what is labeled as human advancement. Are we really still this primitive and disconnected? Do you know what it must feel like? The pain these gorgeous living beings must go through on a daily basis to merely serve the means of consumption for humans as a source of food for clothing, makeup, beauty, pharmaceuticals, all items which subtly poison the human so that the human can externally mask themselves, pretend to be someone, to feel more integrated in this fake consumerism-based Western society, whilst preying on the weak, the animals who have absolutely no choice against the dominating human. For what are all these animals tortured so unnecessarily? Many years ago, when it was survival of the fittest, humans used animals to survive. Nowadays, we need nothing more than what nature herself gives us. There is no need for animal beings to suffer the way they do. An animal is a living being, right? A human is a living being. What makes us different is that the human has an overdeveloped ego, a selfish perspective, and a lack of understanding that we are all connected. Everything, everywhere, everyone. This causes harm, not just to fellow humans, but to innocent animals who do not have a voice or can defend themselves. It is up to us, the human beings, to speak for these animals who really have no choice in their miserable lives. For just 10 seconds, put yourself in the shoes of one of these animals. How would you feel if you lived the way they do? Just imagine you were a cow, a goat, a sheep, a monkey. How would you want humans to treat you? Only because it does not concern you directly, because you do not feel the pain these animals are in, it does not mean that you are not involved. And all of this because the human has lost complete connection to itself, to others, to nature, and all around. Ask yourself this one question. What makes you, human living being, any different to an animal living being? It's time we start going away from a selfish destruction mentality and go towards a mentality full of awareness and connection.